What's good? What's good? It's the one and only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So we got Edgar Berlanga in the news. What is next for Edgar Berlanga? Okay. Now, obviously, Edgar Berlanga is a hot topic right now. He's coming off of a terrible loss against Hamza Shiraz. And, you know, a lot of people kind of saw this coming. I'm not even going to take full credit for myself because I thought Edgar Berlanga could have pulled off the victory. But, I mean, man, Shiraz came in and he just did the damn thing, right? Now, Edgar Berlanga has responded to this on his verified Instagram account. Let's see if we can pull that up. Oh, yeah. All right, so it says, this is verified Instagram account. By the way, it says, last night, or Edgar Berlanga says, last night didn't unfold the way we trained for, prepared for, or envisioned. It was a tough loss, one that felt surreal in many ways. No excuses will be made. We take full accountability, and with that, we also take the lessons. I want to congratulate Team Shiraz for the victory, and in defeat and victory, we remain humble no matter what. Boxing is as much mental and spiritual as it is physical. Some nights test everything inside of you, and this was one of them. Though this moment is heavy, we know it is not the end, it's a turning point. We thank God for his continuing grace. Even in defeat, we thank our team for standing strong, and to our supporters, your unwavering belief does not go unnoticed. This journey is far from over. We'll take the time to reflect, recalibrate, and return with clarity, hunger, and focus. We will be back soon. Hashtag all glory to y'all. So I will say this. First of all, you know, shout out to Edgar Berlanga for taking his defeat like a man. You know, not making no excuses. You know, it is what it is. You lose, you win, you lose. The thing that people are like, the only thing that sets Edgar back is the fact that, and I'm one of the people that felt like, you know, Edgar Berlanga, he was too proud of himself for going the distance with Canelo, and went on a losing tour. Rather than, you know, I would have liked to see more disappointment from him. That would have showed me more hunger, right? And I'm not saying he wasn't disappointed, but it seemed like he was okay with a moral victory. And I know to a lot of people that doesn't mean nothing, but to me, when you know, to an actual boxer, to an actual fighter, you learn a lot about a fighter, like after he takes a loss, right? When Caleb Plant lost to Canelo Alvarez, right, a lot of people were saying, like, in my opinion, Caleb did better against Canelo than Edgar. Yes, Edgar survived, but obviously I don't think this is the same version of Canelo that Caleb Plant fought. But Caleb Plant actually won rounds against Canelo. And I remember people was congratulating Caleb Plant, like, bro, you put on a hell of a performance though, man. You know, you should be proud of stuff. And the first thing that Caleb Plant said was like, the goal wasn't to put on a hell of a performance. The goal was to actually win. And though I've always known Caleb Plant, like, from the amateurs, I know the type of person he is, and I've seen him overcome adversity. That gave me a sign of relief, actually, because it was like, okay, cool. He's not satisfied with the fact of doing good against Canelo. He showed that he actually wanted to win. He's not happy with no moral victories, and that's how you know when a fighter is going to, like, how a fighter is, like, how good a fighter is deep down mentally. Now, Edgar, the difference is, like, while Caleb was, you know, not happy with his loss to Canelo, Edgar was more so celebrating the fact that he just went the distance, but he still lost. And I just don't understand, like, for the life of me, I didn't understand it. This dude had a whole parade because he went the distance with Canelo. And I get it, that I do understand that the expectations for Edgar was so low in the Canelo fight that nobody was expecting him to even go the distance, but he was celebrating the fact that he was okay proving people wrong, that he could go the distance with Canelo, but you still didn't win a single round in that fight. I didn't give Edgar no rounds in that fight. And that's where things kind of get shaky with me, because it's like, bro, you know, what type of fighter are you gonna be now? Because I'm not confident in Edgar becoming a world champion with that type of mentality. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say he'll never become a world champion, because we know the politics of boxing. Anything can happen. This dude could fight for a vacant title against a nobody. We've seen it before. We've seen it with Adrian Broner. You know what I'm saying? Fighting for that for the vacant title at 140 pounds after coming off of a loss with Sean Porter. But that's highly unlikely because Adrian Broner at that time had Al Heyman. Here's the thing. Who does Edgar Berlanga have to promote him? Because he has burned so many bridges, right? He's not signed with Top Rank. He has an issue with Golden Boy. You see him and Oscar De La Hoya go back and forth, right? So that's not gonna happen. He burned his bridges with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom because they did promote his fight, but he had an issue with them. Turkey, like, only matched him up against Hamza Shiraz because, you know, Shiraz is Turkey's guy. So it's like, who are you gonna go to, bro? And you know, there's always PBC, but it's like, bro, you're gonna have to take a major pay cut because it's like, bro, you just lost and you lost terribly. And on top of that, even if you go to the PBC, it's like, bro, you only gonna be fighting like once every 16 months. They're not gonna have you active, and when you come back, you're gonna be on somebody's undercard because you've taken a major hit. So it's like, what do you do now? If like, how does Edgar Berlanga even rebuild himself? Because normally I'll be making a video of, you know, like what Edgar Berlanga can do to rebuild himself, but that all depends on who he's signed with. I don't know what route he can even go because again, he's burned bridges, and you know, like I said, the big three promotional companies, even though Al Heyman is not a promoter, but you got the PBC, you got Matchroom, you got Golden Boy, so it's actually Big Four, I'm sorry, Golden Boy, and then you got PBC, Matchroom, Golden Boy, and Top Rank. All right, and then Turkey does his thing, right? But I mean, again, so you can all, and matter of fact, I'm gonna get on Turkey in a second. I'm gonna get to what Turkey may do in a second, but you know, you got, out of those big names, he's burned bridges with 3 of those people, right? 3 of those promotional companies. Now you got Turkey in Riyadh season, right? Here's the thing about that: Turkey does not know how to build a fighter. Like a lot of people don't understand that. This is the importance of why we still need a promoter, a promotional team, because you need somebody like Eddie Hearn and them that's gonna know how to build a fighter. Turkey doesn't know how to build a fighter. Turkey just more so comes in as like, hey, bro, these are 2 big names. I want to see this fight. I'm gonna put up the money for it. But Turkey doesn't know like about like, hey, let me set this dude up with whoever the hell and then just build him back up to set him up for another big fight. I don't know if Turkey knows how to do that. So while Turkey may mess around, and hell, Turkey might mess around and put him in there with Caleb Plant. Both of them coming off of a loss, Turkey might do that. And I wouldn't be mad at that, but Turkey might just mess around and do that. You know what I'm saying? It's just, bro, I don't really know where Edgar goes. Hell, Turkey might mess around and put Edgar in there with Christian and Billy. Make that fight. And that's only if Team and Billy, I don't know if Turkey works with, who is Christian and Billy signed with? Is he signed with Matchroom? I think he signed with DAZN. Matchroom, I'm sorry. I think he signed with Matchroom. And if he is, maybe they can, you know what I'm saying, put that together, you know, but at that point, Edgar is going to only be brought in as an opponent. So, you know, I don't know what Edgar, I don't know where he goes from here. Maybe him in the, well, no, that's De La Hoya's fighter. I don't know if De La Hoya would put him in there with Jaime Munguia. I don't know. I don't know where Edgar goes after this, but you know, this is why it's not good. You know, sometimes you have to, Edgar got too big for his britches, bro. Edgar he believed he was bigger than what he really was. And I'm not one to ever tell nobody that they're not going to be what they feel like they are, because I'm going to always root for anybody to accomplish their goals and dreams. But the thing is, you have to be realistic with it as well. Edgar did not, he thought he was above his time or before his, or, you know, or before his time. He felt like he was a big star and all this type of stuff, and he's just not. Just truth be told, he's not a big star. Not yet, at least. And, you know, he thought he was better than what he was. And so maybe, you know, who knows, bro? Bernard Hopkins said it best, man. It's not about what happens, it's about what happens next. And what happens next, you know, that all depends on Edgar Berlanga. and whoever wants to work with him. I don't know. So it might be a while before we see Edgar Berlanga even back in the ring. I don't know. It all depends. We'll see what happens next. But you know, hopefully he can get himself back in line. But I think a title shot is in the far future for him. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. What do you see Edgar Berlanga going next? But what do I know?